All right, everybody. Well, welcome on in. It is Friday. It is always a good feeling on a Friday. Easy street, just like Tabata sometimes. You notice Jackson, he's still here with us. He's going to be hanging for a little while. You guys go ahead and follow what he's doing, which is either some light warm-ups, some foam rolling, something at home that makes you feel good and gets your body kind of ready to exercise beyond the warm-ups that we'll be doing. What we need today, we do need a pillow again, so grab yourself a local pillow. And we're looking at 2 moderate weights. Now the only time you're going to be using both of the moderate weights is when we're doing our 2-2-2 combos. Otherwise we're looking for a single moderate weight and or a single heavier weight. So just kind of have that stuff around you and ready to go, and we'll take you through things as we get to it. Once again, we've got those 2-2-2s mixed in with a new mobility move of the day. We've got that same core 3 that we've been doing for this week. Next week we'll change up that core 3 going into things. And then we've got our 3 combo movements along with Tabata at the tail end of what we're doing. So if you can do the barefoot thing, great. I've also been saying recently, if you want to wear shoes through this, that depends on what your foot is giving you. And so pay attention to what your body tells you. Just like I say for injuries, pay attention to what's going on and make necessary adjustments, because I don't have kind of that personal one-on-one experience with you as much these days. Also, we've got manageable options through what we're doing, so if you're feeling tired, don't feel bad about reverting back to it. I always want you to keep you safe and to keep you moving as best we can through this. And then if you got some of your own tunes, you can put them on. Make yourself have a good, enjoyable time for your workout. We're going to get into the warm-ups from here, so let's go facing the floor. We've got our bird dogs first through this. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, opposite leg and hand reach out, bring it back down with good control and switch it on over. Now let's put some breathing into what we're doing. You lift up, you breathe out. Bring it back in. Excuse me, inhale, lift. Woo! I'm going backwards, it's Friday. I'm already on my weekend brain. Inhale, lift. Bring it down, and last one, inhale, lift. And flat to the floor from here. Scorpion kick comes next. Arms go wide. We're going to bring one foot up. We're going to rotate it away from the body. And then bring it back down with control and switch it on over. You've got it. So whichever side we're on, the leg that stays, I want that staying put into the floor. So it's a grounding or an anchoring effect. All right, and we go last two. Feel the front hip stretch out a little bit as you extend that leg over. All right, and from here we're going to come up to a plank position. We're going to have our feet a little wide. We're going to walk our hands back to our feet. And as we come up, we'll bring those hands up and overhead. Now we've got our low squats next, so make sure that you've got some good space between the feet to get low. We're going to fold it down, fingers to toes, move the hips a little side to side. And then we're going to work into that low squat. So low squat here. Let's straighten up a spine. Bring the chin up. Bring the eyes up. Bring your arms up. And stand up. Excellent. Do it again. Fold it on down. Swing the hips. Wag your tail. Come down into that low squat. We're going to hold it. Okay. Once again, you could be a little higher through here. That's okay. Push against those knees. Arms up. And stand up. Last one coming. Fold it back down. Move around. Low squat. Right here, little side to side movements now. Pushing into one knee, then the other. Now center, arms up, and all the way up. Very good. Arms now extend out in front. We're going to go opposite foot kicking to an opposite hand. Your Frankenstein kicks. As we're early on this, let's think core tight for that balance help. And we can get that foot up a little higher. That's going to continue to stretch that back leg. We're trying to get a little hamstring stretching. We'll go 3, 2, and 1 more. All right, next up, go your golf stance position. So athletic stance first. Knees are bent, feet are a little wide. Hands come together and go out in front. From here, we're going to open your right arm and we're going to stand up, eyes towards that hand. Bring it right back down, squat down, and reverse. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift, pull and open that chest. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. We got last two. down, and final one. All right. Now, we are going to review a quick bit on those deadlifts and those bent over flies. So we've got imaginary weights in the front of our legs right here. Knees are a little soft. We're going to squeeze your back muscles down and abs stay tight as we go down. The eyes kind of follow the down process. As we come up, the eyes follow as well. So you're not going to keep your eyes up through this. You're going to allow your vision to kind of go down with the movement. And when you come up, you squeeze your butt. And you keep those core muscles nice and tight. All right, so perfecting those, come down to the bottom and hold it now. And we've got that fly next. Arms straight out to the side with a slow return down. Once again, we're going middle of the back. If you need to bend your elbows, you're welcome to it. You can give me that W fly. And that is good from there. So let's now take it into doing our 2-2-2s, our mobility move, and our core. You're going to need those two weights with you. We're going to start on the floor with our push-ups. So you could be on the knees, or you could be even on those weights if you'd like. We're going to get you going in 3, in 2, in 1. Go ahead and start with 2 good push-ups. Step it forward and give me 2 good deadlifts, just the way we were practicing. We keep those back muscles tight, those belly muscles tight. We bring it right back down to the bottom, and we do our 2 flies next. Once again, elbows can be bent. Jackson shows that really well. Bring those weights up and give me 2 good squats from there. All right, back down to the floor. Step it out. Give me those push-ups from here. Most importantly, just work on control. When that deadlift happens, show me perfection in that deadlift. Straight back, tight belly, and a little butt squeeze to round it out at the top. Good. We got ourselves about 10 seconds, just a little bit more than 10. To follow, we're going to do our mobility move. Remember, we're going to go straight into our mobility move. We get there in 3, in 2, in 1. Start with your feet together. We're going to do a step backwards with the right. Your right hand is then going to reach across the body. Okay? From here, stand back up, nice and tall. So back leg is straight as you step it back. Your left arm now reaches across to the right side and standing back up. Take your time with this. Work on balance through that forward leg and some stretching through that arm and leg reach. Good. So Jackson, I'm going to say less knee bend in the back. We're going to keep that back leg straight. Bingo. We got 10 seconds, and then we're going to go down to the floor for the same core 3. It's going to be a side crunch to start. 3, 2, 1. Come down to the floor. One arm overhead, legs out. We're going to meet hands to feet. We're going to get started in 3, in 2, in 1. Remember, more manageable approach, we're going to have knees bent, and we're going to bring that elbow into what we're doing. You might not even extend those legs out nearly as much for that more manageable approach. Or if you're feeling good, you're reaching really high, and you have that slow release coming back down. Good, so always working on control. Remember, we're going straight to the next side. No time in between. 3, 2, 1. Flip it. Keep on moving. Opposite side. First 1 or 2, let's put it together. Get the body in tune with the movement. Good breathing. As you lift up, you breathe out. 10 seconds, we go mountain climbers to wrap up our warm-ups here. Good. Mountain climbers in 3, 2, in 1. Face the floor, hands under those shoulders, and bring those knees in. Now, your first round right here, you might just be going a little slow. You feel that good plank position, and you just fine-tune the movement. Or if you're feeling good right out the gates, you can start pushing tempo. You can start rocking through what we're doing. You got 10 more seconds here, folks. All right, we go finished up, warmed up in 3, in 2, in 1. Rest it, recover. We are officially warm.
Oh, yeah.
Jackson and I were both noticing it is a humid day around the house, which means the sweat factory is up and running, folks. All right, so we've got some movements to show you. Once again, we would encourage you to practice them along with us. I think the best way to do that is to do 1 or 2 repetitions of each of the movements that we're doing. So let's get started, and our first two movements are single-sided movements. So we're going to do them on one side. We'll go through all of our movements, and then the second time around is when we'll address the second side. We're going to first off need that moderate weight. Single moderate weight is what we're looking for right here. We're going to do a step back lunge, and we're going to wrap the weight around the head. So I'm going to have my right foot forward. I'm going to send my left foot back into the lunge, and I'm going to take that weight and wrap it around the head one time and stand up. Same side, same thing. We're going to stay on that right. I'm going to wrap the weight in that same direction. So I want everybody to remember which direction the first time you wrap the weight around the head so that the second time you can switch appropriately. More manageable approach, we're just going to stay a little higher and still work on rotation, and you can keep that weight up a little bit higher to make it easier on your shoulders as well. Your second movement, we put the weight down and we come down to our back. This is going to be a combination of a bicycle crunch and a hand to foot reach. So flat on our backs, let's bend the elbows, bring the hands behind the head, and the first thing we're going to do on one side is that elbow to knee crunch. Then as we go out, reach the hand out, and as you come up this time, hand to foot. Bring it back in and go elbow to knee. Good, bring it back out and reach up higher. So here's your combo. You get that opposite elbow to opposite knee, and then we go that opposite hand to the opposite foot through there. Our third and our final movement turns us around. It is a combination of doing a high plank and then going into a downward dog. So first off, our regular plank looks like this, yes? Our high plank puts a little bit of emphasis in raising the center of the spine higher to get your serratus anterior working. Your feet want to be a little bit wide, and that way, as you push back to your downward dog, you can get into a better downward dog stretch. As you come forward, I want you to roll through the spine and try to keep a little bit of that arch, and then roll it back into that downward dog. Now, our more manageable approach has you in this high plank still, and you're going to bend your knees and sit down into a child's pose, and then bring yourself back up into that high plank. So a more manageable approach, you drop into that child's pose, and you lift yourself back up into that high plank position. Those are your combos. Remember, we're going to have some active recovery splattered in between them. We're going to keep the active recovery the same as we have. What I need you to do is make sure that you're in position to do a step back lunge and a wrap around the head with that single moderate weight. I'm going to get my clock officially squared up here. All right, 10 seconds. So let's get ready for it. You got room to step backwards. You're going to wrap around the head. We're going to start you in 3, in 2, in 1. You get the lunge, stand back up, same leg, and same side that you're rotating around the head. Remember which way you are rotating that weight around the head. So that second time around, we can reverse things properly. Good, and so Jackson, I say back knee bending a little bit if it feels okay. If his knee is bothering him, which we've talked about a little bit, I'm going to have that leg stay a little bit more straight, and we gave you that as the manageable approach. We got 10 more seconds, and then our active recovery will be putting down the weight. All right, active recovery in 3, 2, 1. Let's put the weight down, give me some butt kickers, and shake out those arms. Our next movement is going to have us on the back, and that's going to be that bicycle crunch on one side and that hand-foot tap. Let's bring it down to the floor. Hands behind the head, opposite crunch in 3, 2, 1. We get the crunch elbow to knee, and then we extend out and we go hand to foot. Elbow to knee. Good, then hand to foot. Every time you crunch, breathe out. Let's put that breathing to what we're doing. And when you get to the top of each of these, that crunch, let's put a little bit of a low back press down as well, just to really maximize what we're getting out of things here. Good, good. You control it. You got 10 seconds, and then we're going to do the knees side to side as the active recovery here. So we'll go active recovery in 3, in 2, in 1. Sit up with us, take the feet a little wide, and allow the knees to drop side to side. Okay, our third and final movement is going to be that high plank to the downward dog. High plank to the downward dog or child's pose. Turn it around, plank position, lift up a little higher. In 3, in 2, in 1. So you find that high plank first, and now we're going to fold it back, pushing the chest towards the heels. We're going to roll up and forward. Little half second to full second hold in that plank, before you roll it on back. Yeah, now if you need that manageable approach, bend the knees and sit back heels, hips to heels, as that more manageable approach to your movement. There we go. And so you'll notice also, Jackson has a little trouble with getting in and out of this, so he's going to keep some bend in his knees to keep himself feeling safer. That's always okay. In 3, in 2, in 1. Low cobra, elbows underneath the shoulders. We're going to lift up and breathe in. Exhale, lower down. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last few. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. I don't know if you guys can see this. Take a little breather. You've earned yourself a quick break. Got a ladybug flying around here. Just hanging out on my finger for a moment.
Really? Oh yeah, there she is right in the corner.
Oh, there she is. I'm going to go put her out in the garden. Everybody take a quick breather. She's going to go out with the strawberries and eat our aphids.
One can hope.
Come on, little friend. Alright.
We just built a ladybug house for our garden too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, I hope everyone else is doing some good gardening out there. I failed on the ladybug front, still in the house, so she may be coming back in for round 2 here. I'm going to hit the repeat button, so let's hit stop, let's hit reset. Step back lunge with the weight going around the head. We're going to start in that 10-second time frame. Remember, opposite leg this time, and opposite direction around the head. In 3, in 2, in 1. Bless you. I know, I'm getting some allergies now too. It's quite the day so far. Alright, so we go down, we wrap it around, and you stand up strong through that, right? Find that weight in that forward heel, and stand with strength through that forward heel. Awesome. Abs should be a little tight, helping the balance out. And visually, you should make sure that that knee is staying on top of the foot, and maybe even kind of on top of that ankle. All right, last few, in 3, in 2, in 1, put the weight down, you're kicking your butt, and you're shaking out your arms. Active recovery before we hit the floor for that crunch combo. Remember, for our crunch combo, it's opposite side this time from what we did last time. Let's bring it down to the floor. Hands behind there, elbow to knee crunch, in 3, in 2, in 1. Elbow to knee, and then hand to foot. Okay, let's take a moment just to fine-tune where we're getting through all that. And then really create some nice lift in that reach. Every time you're coming to that middle point of the crunch, you should be breathing out, A. So find that breath with the movement. And then B, let's think about the low back pushing down at that same point. So not only do we breathe out, but we give that low back contraction into the floor. 10 more seconds. All right, finished in recovery in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and sit up with us and allow the knees to go side to side. Okay, just kind of gentle side to sides, and we're going to finish with that high plank to the downward dog or the child's pose. Okay, beginning, let's flip it around. High plank in 3, in 2, in 1. High plank first, and now roll it back. Press the chest through the shoulders, and then roll it back into that good, solid high plank. At least a 1-second hold if you could, and then manageable option as you go to the knees, and as you sit back to the heels before you lift back up into that strong plank. Now this plank could be done on the elbows if necessary as well. And remember, our active recovery is the low cobra from here. 10 more seconds working through your last few. Feeling the top abs with that lift. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, low cobra. Elbows under the shoulders. Inhale and bring the chin up. Exhale, lower down. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Give me 2 more. And down. And last one. And rest. All right. Now, we've got those 2-2-2s coming up next, and we've completed the first half of this workout. I need you to grab those 2 moderate weights and be ready for your push-ups next. I'm going to hit my stop, my reset, and my start, which means we got 10 seconds till we get there. Push-up position. Knees or hands in 3, in 2, in 1. Knock out 2 clean push-ups. Then you step it forward and you give me 2 perfect deadlifts. There we go. Tight abs, lock them, use them. Stay low, go flies. Excellent. And stand, weights come up, and 2 clean squats. Now, if you feel good with what you're doing, you can push tempo. This is becoming a very common combo that we've been working through. So you can push the tempo if you're trying to get a little bit more out of this, or keep it the way it is and just fine-tune everything and make it as perfect as you can. And we got 20 more seconds, and then we're going to move into that mobility move again from here. So Jack's doing an incredible job of really just keeping the body stationary, and that's what I want. There's no rounding of the back happening. Okay, last few, 5 seconds, finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Next up, have room to step backwards. Your right foot's going to step back. Your right hand's going to reach across for that mobility move, and then stand. Switch it, left foot, left hand, and a stand. Okay, control through that, and stand with a little strength through that forward heel. Continue to work how that forward heel is kind of the power in your stance back up. And that's going to wake up the glutes behind you, continue to kind of get those posterior chain muscles, bigger, stronger muscles active in our movements. After this, it's a core 3, and so we're going to go to the side position on the floor for that first core 3. In 3, in 2, in 1. Bring it down to the floor, get on your side. You got that hand to foot reach. We're going to get started in 3, in 2, in 1. Control the up and down. And let's remember, manageable option is just bent knees and a little bit of that side crunch. Awesome. Biggest thing I've been trying to harp on you guys with this one, it's the slower down that's really going to work strength building and going to put some stretching into things. It's going to give you that range of motion. We're going to turn in 3, in 2, in 1. Turn it, switch it, keep on moving. First 1 or 2, figure it out, fine tune it. And then we have that nice, slow, big extension to bring us back down to the floor. Awesome. As you lift up, you breathe out. We put that breathing into what we're doing. We keep that air coming and going. Mountain climbers in 3, in 2, in 1. Face the floor. Bring those knees in. Let's make sure we've got a good straight line with the body. And if you're feeling good, now is the time to push the tempo. We are halfway through the workout already. You give me energy out there, folks. Give me energy if you got it in you, please. 10 more seconds. Finish line is approaching. How can you finish here? Good. There's the breathing. We go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. That is rest time. That is break time. That is high five time.
Tom, I got a high five.
Woo! Oh, I've been stingy on the high fives today, huh? Woo!
Give me another one.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I know.
That feels better.
You know, for those of you who do or don't know, my company that is mine personally is called High Fiving Health. We were driving back from Tahoe last week, and I saw some graffiti art that said "R.I.P. High Five," and I thought, oh no. Oh no, what's the world coming to these days? I have faith that the high five and the hug will come back in time. Maybe just not for the next 6 months or something. All right, Jackson and I are going to go over your Tabata segments next. Once again, I encourage you to participate with us if you'd like. Your first 2 movements are weight optional, and then your following 3 movements have us using either a pillow or a moderate single weight. So have the weight handy. You can do these without the weight, and then once we get into it, if it works for you, add it into what we're doing. So first off is going to be a curtsey and a knee lift. Real simple. If you're holding the weight, you're going to hold it up in front of the chest and shoulders. We're going to do that curtsey of a backside lunge, and when you come up, you're going to bring the knee up. Small hold at the top before we repeat there. You got it. You got it. All right, and if you need that more manageable approach, you're just going kind of halfway through that and bringing that knee up again through there. So that's exercises 1 and 2. Of course, we've got that 10-second break in between them. Exercises 3 and 4 is a wide stance with our feet. We're going to extend our arms out with this one. Keep them out. This is also where you can hold the weight if you'd like. You're going to sit back and down to one of those sides. You're going to lift the toes on that opposite side before you come back up. So one side only. Repeat it, sit into it, and stand through that heel that you're sitting down into. Okay? Now, if you need to make that a little bit easier, you could bring your feet a little bit closer, and you could put less pressure onto it. And of course, you could do it without weight as well. So those are our 4 first exercises. Then we come down to the floor, and we're going to be using a pillow. So with our pillow, we're going to get into a V-shaped position with the body. We're going to get here, legs extended, chest high. We're going to toss that pillow up and catch that pillow. Perfect. If you want to work on your breathing, you breathe out as you throw the pillow up. All right, and then we move into flipping ourselves around and using a weight for our final 3 movements. So facing the floor, plank position, and this time, preferably, your plank is on your elbows. You're going to have your feet a little bit wide. You're going to have the weight on one side, and we're going to drag it across to the opposite. Now, as we're doing this, we're trying to really minimize how much the body is lifting and swaying. We're trying to just keep it from there. Now, a more manageable approach, we can go onto the knees, and we can still pull through there, just like we've been practicing with all of our other plank options. Now, our final 2 movements are done on each side. It is a split kneeling position. If I have my right foot out in front, it is my right hand holding that weight. We're going to get up into a nice tall position. We're going to push that weight up and a little bit back so that back shoulder is working, and then slow as we come back down in front of that shoulder. So the elbow is not out to the side, the elbow is in front of the shoulder. We push up and we control coming back down. This might be a good movement to get a heavier weight if you got something like that. Otherwise, just stay your moderate option. We'll do that on both sides, and then we'll call it official for the Tabata. Of course, we've got 3 rounds of that as we go, and you know how that 3rd round finishes with a little bit of 2-2-2 love to tack it all up. All right, I'm going to put the clock on, so it's Tabata timing. You're going to potentially use a weight for your first or second movement. It's up to you. And we will get you going in 10 seconds. All right, so it's a curtsey to a knee lift first. Curtsey to a knee lift. Weights in front if you're using it. In 3, in 2, in 1. One side only. Create a good curtsey step. As you stand up powerfully, you bring that knee up, and you show me a microsecond, like one good little hold at the top. Doesn't need to be for long, but enough to really reset the balance. All right, in 3, in 2, in 1, we got that 10-second break. Next side coming up for that same curtsey. Start in 3, in 2, in 1. So with the good curtsey, we're going to take a look at that knee in front and make sure that it's on top of the foot. Also, do not allow that knee to be caving inward, right? We want to find some outside hip actively keeping us in place. In 3, in 2, in 1. Next up, you can keep the weight or ditch it. We've got the wide stance, the arms out. We're going to sit back to a side and then come back up. Okay? 2, 1, sit into it, rotate, bring it up. Good. Control the down and feel that heel as we go down through it. Now, I don't need you to go super low through this, right? Especially if your knee's bothering you. You just go moderate depth. Finish in 3, in 2, in 1. Stand back up. Second side is coming up. Control it as we go down in 3, in 2, in 1. Sit and stand through the heel. Now, this is a great opportunity to engage your obliques right here, so feel that your core is actively involved into what's going on. Once we're done with this, we've got pillow tosses from a seated position. Finished in 3, in 2, in 1. Take a seat, grab a pillow, V-shaped position, and tossing that pillow up and catching in 3, in 2, in 1. So as we're here, we're trying to keep that chest up, trying to keep those abs tight, and that's going to keep that spine in good position, as well as get those abs to be a little extra recruited into things. Good. Our following 2 movements, we're going to need that moderate weight in 3, in 2, in 1. You go plank position next. Plank onto the elbows. We're going to drag that weight from one side to the next. In 3, in 2, in 1. Once again, as you pull it from one side over to the other, minimal lifting and rotating through that body. The more you can stay still, the more you are requiring your core to be active in what we're doing. If you needed to, you could be on the knees and have your hips pressing forward. 3, 2, 1. Lift yourself up, kneeling position, right foot in front, right hand holding that weight. We press up and bring it down in 3, in 2, in 1. Control it down and up. You'll notice on my free arm, I've got that extended and my fingers pointed to the floor. So that's going to give you good activity throughout the entirety of the body. Also, as we're active through more of the body, we're more balanced, right? Things are locked into position. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and switch the knees, switch the hands. Opposite side. All right, control the up, elbow in front. 2, 1. Let's press it and bring it right back in front of that shoulder. So as we're here, it's a press up and a control coming down. Right, opposite arm extended out as we go through it. And a little bit of a push backwards for the back muscles. 3, 2, rest. All right, very small amount of recovery right here. If you need that water, you grab that water. I'm going to reset the clock and we're going to do this thing all again. Okay. How we doing over here? We getting sweaty?
So sweaty.
All right, 10 seconds is on. First up is curtsey to the knee lift. We get started in 3, in 2, in 1. Good curtsey, little balance, and repeat. You're going to try and find that heel in front doing the work, and try and keep that knee on top of the foot. Nicely done. 3, 2, 1. Recover. Second side coming up. Show me control, folks. In 3, in 2, in 1. One good curtsey, one good knee lift at the top. Good. Now, if Jackson's knee is bugging him, I might tell him that he can eliminate the knee lift if that doesn't feel too good. I would also tell him don't go super low. All right, in 3, in 2, in 1. If you want to keep the weight, you're welcome to it. This is going to be that wide stance, side lunges. All right, beginning in 3, in 2, in 1. Sit to one of the sides, rotate to that side, and then rotate back to your front position each time. Good. Feel those core muscles in control right here, everybody. If you don't go as low, that'll keep you a little safer. 3, 2, 1. We're going to switch. Excellent. I love what Jackson just did, which is wrap up one more rep. In 3, in 2, in 1. Switch through it. Control, control, control. Smooth as you can. Good. More manageable option. You're not going as low. There we go. Last few. 3, 2, 1. Let's bring it down to the floor. Grab that pillow. V-shaped position with the body. We get started in 3, in 2, in 1. Give me that pillow toss. Breathe out as you toss it. Let's think core and back. We're keeping strained through the core. We're keeping tall through the spine. Woo! Don't be hitting our popcorn ceiling, man. It's like asbestos. Who knows what we're going to get. 3, 2, 1. Turn it around. Plank position, dragging that weight from one side to the next. Elbows, and we start in 3, 2, and 1. Pull that weight from one side over to the other. You're probably going to want a wide stance with either your feet or your knees, so that helps you balance better. There we go, there we go. Lock it in, breathing. 3, 2, 1. Come up, split kneeling position. Weight is in the forward leg side. We get started in 3, in 2, in 1. Control that elbow straight in front of the body, up through that shoulder and in front of that shoulder through the down. Abs should be locked in. If you're squeezing your abs, you're getting a lot more recruitment. You're maximizing your last few opportunities here today. 3, 2, 1, switch. Second side, change the weight with the foot. We start in 3, in 2, in 1. Control that up and down. Nice. Belly is locked in. Free arm extended out. Give me a little finger point. Bingo. That's it. That's it. 10 seconds. Nicely done, folks. Finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. That's recovery time. One final round remains. Collect those high fives. Get yourself all jazzed up and ready to roll. You got one final round remaining in your Friday. And then it's going to be a beautiful weekend ahead. It's not going to be searing hot. How good does that sound? Okay, so one last time. We've got those curtsies. We're going to start in 10. All right, one side for that curtsy. If you got the weight, it's hanging out in the front of the body. We'll get you started in 3, in 2, in 1. Curtsy to a balanced knee lift. Repeat. Okay, abs should be nice and tight. That heel in front should absolutely be doing the work of pushing you back up through each of these. There we go. There we go. Lock it in. We go finished on this side in 3, in 2, in 1. Excellent last rep there, Jackson, and I encourage you all to do the same at home. Next side starts in 3, in 2, in 1. Rotate over. And you're locked as you come to the top, right? Put everything into a balanced single leg hold at that top point. All right, last few. We go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Weight down or keep it. Wide stance follows. Arms are going to extend out. 3, 2, 1. Sit into that single side and rotate back to your start. There we go. There we go. Fine-tune things. This is the tail end of what we're doing. If you're feeling good, you're adding depth now. Maybe you've added that weight as well. Finished on this side in 3, in 2, in 1. Rest for 10. Second side coming up. We got this, my man. We got this. 3, 2, 1. Feet are wide. Lower into it. Nicely done. Let's brace that core, especially if you got a weight out in front. Your core has got to be active to save that back right here. Perfect. As you stand up, you breathe out. As you stand up, you breathe out. Finished in 3, in 2, in 1. Change the weight out for a pillow or just grab that pillow. You're on your butt. V-shaped position with tosses. In 3, in 2, in 1. Toss them up. Breathe out with that toss. There we go, folks. After this, we're flipping it around. Ooh, we got some pizza making going on in the kitchen over here. For those of you who don't know our household, our kitchen's just right there. 3, 2, and 1. Turn to the floor, plank position. We're grabbing that weight and pulling it across. On the elbows, or if the hands if you want it. In 3, in 2, in 1. Pull it over, reverse it. Still with the body, as still as you can be. If you need to be on the knees, that's A-okay. You just push those hips forward. If I'm on the knees, hips are here as I pull that weight side to side. Finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Sit up, kneeling position. Right foot forward, right hand holding that weight. Left arm out. Start in 3, in 2, in 1. Find that good strong press. That control coming back down. And that breathe out as you push up. That breath out as the weight goes up. Now, Jackson and I were working on this. That weight comes backwards just a little bit so that back shoulder can be turned on at the top. 2, 1, switch it. Last exercise, and then it's 2-2-2s for your finale here, folks. 3, 2, 1. Create that bingo. Now he's got that extended arm out here. And what's great about this is not only is that weight staying in front and coming down, but it's attacking some of the back at the top of that press. All right, last little bit. We go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. You need your 2 moderate weights from here. Maybe even 2 heavy weights if you're feeling real sassy. 2-2-2s, followed by mobility move of the day, and your wrap up for the core 3 begins in 10 seconds, folks. 2 push-ups, 2 deadlifts, 2 flies and 2 squats. In 3, in 2, in 1. 2 smooth push-ups. Step it in. Flat back, tight abs. There we go, and a butt squeeze to wrap it. Come back down, 2 flies. Good, he's got that bent elbow approach. Always okay to do. You bring it up, 2 low squats if you got it in you, and then right back at it. All right, once again, this is the end of the workout. If you feel like you've got the energy left in that tank, you are pushing tempo on us right here, right now. Good, ground it. Squatting low if you got it in you. We got 20 seconds left. Can you get me another round or close to it? There we go. There's that flat back, tight abs all the way up. There we go. Back down, 2 flies, less than 10, folks. Mobility move is going to follow next. Mobility in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's step back with the right foot. Reach out with the right arm across the body. Bring it back up nice and tall. Switch it. Left foot, back leg stays straight. We reach out with that left arm, and we switch. Continue to kind of just work on some good, smooth extension. Feeling that side body open. You can get a little hip flexor stretch up front. We got 20 more seconds, and then we go down to the floor for those side crunches in our core 3. There we go. We got 10 seconds before we make it down to the floor. Get ready for it. To the floor in 3, in 2, in 1. Lie down on one side, side body crunches. We start in 5, in 3, in 2, in 1. We get the good lift and the control down. You got that manageable option of the knees staying bent and bringing that top elbow in as opposed to that hand. There we go. Breathe out through the lift and control that down, folks. Big extension on the down, big control coming down. 10 more seconds, and then we go straight to the other side. Good. To the other side in 3, in 2, in 1. Turn it, flip it, keep on going. There it is, there it is. We've got that beautiful control. You're feeling some good crunch and a nice reach at the top point. Nicely done. We got mountain climbers in 10. We got mountain climbers in 10. All right, we're finished facing the floor. Mountain climbers in 3, in 2, in 1. Towards the floor, hands under shoulders, bringing those knees in towards the chest. And if you're going with a little bit of tempo because that finish line is staring you down in the face, folks. Good. Quick and strong with those knees if you're capable of doing that so that we're getting that fast twitch muscle fiber. 10 seconds. Finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. That is time out. That is your Friday workout. That is your freedom to enjoy a weekend ahead. You put the work in right here and now. Ooh. Nicely done, folks. Nicely done. Go ahead and lie down on your back. Bring your arms overhead. Relax. Chill out. It's time to unwind. It's time to chat a little bit too. Yeah. All right. So, you know what I'm going to tell you down here? That first off, the belly breathing is what I want you to wake up first. Big inhale, raise the belly up. Nice exhale, and really push a lot of air out. Okay, nice big inhale. And look at that belly rise. That's a big one. And breathe it out now. All right, go ahead and bring your right leg up and hug it in towards the top half of the body. Now, for those of you who are on the outs of that, I've said that once or twice in our workouts prior. And Jackson wrote a nice little comment on YouTube on our page about that. So.
Watch my belly rise. It's quite the belly.
That's true. I think I was quoted to say that, yeah. All right, so the leg is now just going to come a little to the left side and get some of that outside hip stretch. And if you want to, feel free to play around with the foot and the ankle. Find some extra stretching here. Okay, from here we're going to bend the knee. We're going to use our left hand to pull it across. We're going to open over to that right side with the right hand, eyes over to the right side as well. Once again, belly breath, feel the air go lower. Nice long exhale. Okay, we're going to unwind. We're going to bring that left leg straight up, hands behind the thigh. We talked about this yesterday. If you're looking for a bigger stretch, you can try to straighten that leg out. And sometimes you won't get near as far in as you were as before, but you might be feeling the depth of that stretch a little bit more so. Kind of just straightening the leg if you'd like, maybe playing around with the foot. Belly breath in. Exhale out. Leg goes a little over to that right side. Okay. And as you breathe out, feel that your body is decompressing, that you're pushing a lot of this hard work out, and you're bringing kind of new life back into the body. Let's go ahead and bend the knee, right hand taking the knee towards the floor, left arm looking out to the left side and reaching to the left side. All right, that belly breath in, all the way in, fill it up. A long exhale out. We unwind. We're going to go into the butterfly stretch next. Jackson's going to stay on his back. I'm going to get into my seated position from here. So bottoms of the feet together no matter where you're at. Tall spine no matter where you're at. And knees pressing towards the floor to really make that stretch happen. Well, what did I want to talk to you guys about today? I want to talk to you about what you just did. Exercise, right? And obviously I got you doing these classes and I am incredibly stoked that you are here following along with us through these. I want to talk about little bits of exercise throughout your day. So that might not necessarily fit into an hour-long workout. And for those of you that are on my text message thread, you know that we do 18s, which are small amounts of a couple movements, and I send out a text a few times a day. And that can be a great way to do a lot of different things for the body. Go ahead and release the legs from here. We're going to go into your kneeling quad stretch next. So bring yourself up if you're on your back. Have your left knee down. Have your right foot out in front. We're going to bring the left arm up, and you're going to squeeze your butt on that left side. Okay? If you can remove that right arm, make yourself balance a little bit better, even better through there. So even if you're doing like little small breaks of exercise, like you do 5 squats, or like you go for a nice little walk, or maybe you do a 5-minute jog, standing in place, bringing your knees up. There's so many small little options that you could do throughout the day, putting your hands on a wall and doing some push-ups. And what those breaks do is they keep your metabolism functioning at a slightly higher rate, right? All of a sudden the body's kind of working and burning things a little bit more. Let's go ahead and inhale in, exhale down, and let's alter the knees. And so that gives you a little bit of an extra caloric burn throughout the day. It also adds energy to your day. So funny enough, contrary to what some people at the top of our political food chain think, exercising provides you more energy. It doesn't take that away from you, unless you're like really killing yourself with exercise, then it might. It gives you good stress relief into the day, right? So anytime you're active and you're moving blood and you're kind of doing that, there's an element of stress relief into there, a lowering anxiety, and like we were talking about yesterday or 2 days ago, of clearing the mind as well. It kind of gives you a break from those day in and day out activities and stressors we have going on. Let's go ahead and bring our hand down. We're going to sit into whatever a comfortable position is for you. For me today, I'm gonna sit back on my heels so I can get just a little bit of opening through the quads. I know Jackson's gonna do like his cross leg, or he's gonna have his hands out and feet out in front, and that's okay too. We're gonna plant one hand and then the other hand's gonna come up and over. Yes, we're gonna reach over to that opposing side. We're gonna work on a good breath that allows those rib cage muscles to open. Also, these small breaks of exercise, they oxygenate the body, right? So we're replacing new oxygen in, and they also flush waste out of the body through our lymph system. Let's go ahead and bring it back down. Let's switch it over, opposite side here. And kind of a fun fact, when we lose weight through exercise, we actually lose the vast majority of our weight through our breath. Fun little fact. So working on your breathing has really huge implications in the way that you not only keep a metabolism working, but maybe even how you burn fat. Let's bring it back down. We'll bring that hand behind the back. We'll get into our neck stretch to finish. So you pull the head a little to the side and slightly down so the eyes are kind of peering down by your thighs. Find some exercises that you enjoy, right? And if that happens to be an outdoor activity like some biking, some hiking, even that small walk, anything like that, you're adding that vitamin D, which we've talked about the importance of that. You're getting the fresh air. We're just talking about oxygenating the body. Get the nice big inhale in. Nice exhale out. We'll alternate the arms behind you. We'll find kind of that nice position of to the side and a little down so it becomes that back neck stretch, usually where we're tightest. And then last up, choosing to do it either solo or with somebody or with a couple of people. And choosing to do that based on what you're feeling, right? Maybe you need a little bit of alone time. Well, there's no better thing to do alone than just go for a walk because it gives you that clearing of the mind. It gets you some energy. Or if you do it with your loved ones, you're kind of building a relationship through exercise with them. Nice big inhale in. Nice long exhale out. You can shake out your arms. Everybody, call it a week. You're doing fantastic work out there, and I can't thank you enough. And I can't thank you all enough either. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you on Tuesday.